3 emotional intelligence hacks to strengthen your love life. Emotional intelligence is often described like a personality trait, something you either have or you don't. But in real relationships, emotional intelligence is not who you are. It's what you practice. It shows up in the quiet moments, in how you pause instead of react, in how you listen instead of assume, in how you choose regulation over release. Most relationships don't fall apart because love disappears. They fracture because emotions are mishandled. Feelings escalate faster than understanding, reactions replace reflection, and slowly, connection turns into confusion. What if love doesn't fail because of feelings, but because of how we handle them? The truth is, emotional intelligence isn't loud. It doesn't announce itself. It works beneath the surface, subtly shifting the emotional climate of a relationship. These shifts may seem small, but they change everything: how safe love feels, how conflicts unfold, and how deeply two people trust each other. In this video, we'll explore 3 emotionally intelligent hacks that don't require perfection or constant effort, just awareness. Because when emotions are handled with care, love stops feeling chaotic and starts feeling steady. Hack number 1. Master your emotional triggers before they control you. Most relationship damage doesn't come from intention. It comes from reaction. Those moments when something small hits something deep, and suddenly you're saying things you don't fully mean. The regret usually comes later. The reaction feels automatic, instant, almost unavoidable. That's the power of emotional triggers. Triggers are emotional shortcuts wired by past experiences. They bypass logic and activate the nervous system. In those moments, you're rarely reacting to what's happening now. You're responding to something older. A tone that feels dismissive, a silence that feels familiar, a look that awakens a past wound. What emotions hijack you most quickly? Is it anger, defensiveness, withdrawal, or fear? And when you react, are you responding to the moment, or to a memory your body hasn't released yet? Unmanaged triggers silently dictate behavior. They turn small misunderstandings into big conflicts, but awareness changes the dynamic. When you can name what's happening inside you, you create space between feeling and action. Awareness is the first form of control, and without it, emotions lead, often in the wrong direction. Why this hack changes everything in your love life. When you become aware of your emotional triggers, something subtle but powerful shifts. Conflict slows down, conversations soften, not because problems disappear, but because reactions stop running the show. You begin to notice the moment before the reaction, and in that space, choice appears. Trigger awareness transforms blame into responsibility. Instead of saying, "You made me feel this way," the internal question becomes, "Why did this affect me so deeply?" That shift alone changes the emotional safety of a relationship. Your partner no longer feels like they're walking through emotional landmines. Stability replaces unpredictability. What changes when blame disappears? What happens when you own your emotional responses instead of projecting them outward? Trust grows quietly in those moments. Emotional self-control becomes attractive, not because it's perfect, but because it feels safe. When reactions slow, arguments lose their intensity. When intensity drops, clarity rises, and clarity invites connection instead of conflict. Stability becomes magnetic when emotions are managed, not through suppression, but through awareness that creates choice. Hack number 2. Pause, regulate, then respond, not react. There's a split second in emotional moments where everything can go wrong or right. A pause most people skip. Reaction feels faster than regulation. But that pause is where emotional intelligence lives. It's the moment you choose not to let the nervous system decide for you. Pausing interrupts the stress response. It allows emotions to settle enough for clarity to enter. Regulation doesn't mean ignoring what you feel. It means calming the body so the emotion doesn't spill out destructively. A breath, a moment of silence, a deliberate delay. Can one pause prevent lasting damage? Yes, because most harm happens in seconds, not hours. When you slow the moment down, you regain agency. You stop reacting from survival and start responding from awareness. What happens when you regulate before you speak? Words land differently, tone softens, intention becomes visible. Regulation is the bridge between feeling and wisdom. If this idea resonates, take a moment to engage. Tap the like button if this perspective feels helpful. It helps others learn how to navigate love with clarity instead of reaction. How emotional regulation prevents unnecessary conflict. To many arguments that feel like incompatibility, actually unregulated emotion. A small frustration meets exhaustion. A misunderstanding meets stress. Suddenly, the issue isn't the issue anymore. Emotional flooding takes over, and clarity disappears. Regulation keeps emotions from stacking. When one person stays calm, it often helps the other settle too. This is co-regulation, the quiet emotional sensing that prevents escalation. It's not passive, it's intentional. How many arguments could be avoided if emotions were regulated early? What if calm isn't a personality trait, but a practice skill? When emotions are managed, disagreements stay contained. They don't spiral into character attacks or emotional shutdowns. Peace isn't silence, it's stability. And stability is built through repeated regulation, not avoidance. Hack number 3. Lead with empathy, not assumptions. Assumptions create distance faster than almost anything else. The moment you assume intent, you stop listening. Empathy does the opposite. It invites curiosity. Instead of asking, "Why would they do this to me?" empathy asks, "What might be happening for them?" Misunderstanding someone you care about hurts because it threatens emotional safety, but empathy softens imagined threats. It slows judgment. It opens space for understanding. What changes when curiosity replaces judgment? Can empathy rebuild safety where tension once lived? When you lead with empathy, defensiveness drops. Conversations feel less like battles and more like exploration. Assumptions separate. Empathy connects. What emotionally intelligent communication really looks like. Emotionally intelligent communication doesn't sound perfect. It feels safe. It leaves both people calmer, even when the topic is difficult. Safety isn't about agreement. It's about being understood. Validation matters more than being right. Tone carries as much meaning as words. Intention shapes how messages land. When people feel emotionally seen, defenses lower naturally. What does safety sound like in conversation? Why does feeling understood matter more than winning? Because connection deepens when people feel emotionally recognized. Connection grows when people feel seen. Have you experienced conversations that felt emotionally safe or unsafe? Share your reflections in the comments. Your experiences help deepen this conversation. How these 3 hacks create deeper trust and attraction. Emotional intelligence builds attraction quietly, not through intensity, but through consistency. When someone manages their emotions, regulates conflict, and leads with empathy, they become emotionally reliable. And reliability builds trust. Why does emotional safety increase attraction? Because calm feels grounding, stability feels secure. Over time, these habits compound. Love feels less chaotic and more rooted. Trust grows quietly when emotions are handled with care. If you want more content like this about love, emotional intelligence, and deeper connection, like, share, and hit the subscribe button. Let's make love simple, one lesson at a time.